Yeah, welcome everyone to today's webinar on pre-IPO and unlisted shares. Prabhudas Lilladher is happy to start this new service of offering unlisted shares for buying and selling among its investors. And I can see a lot of participation from our progress partners as well. So thank you for joining us today. The idea of launching this new service is to expand our offerings to your existing clients and also help all our sales teams, PP channel teams, branch teams to acquire new clients by offering more and more services and better services. So on with this backdrop, today I will talk about how the process for unlisted shares will work with us and what is in store for our channel partners as well in this journey. And I will also take you through a couple of uh, sampler research reports which our research department is trying to start. Of course, they're in the draft stage and the preparation stage. So we will come to that as well. So the very first thing I will like to share with you all are the IPO success stories of this year. If you look at this chart, there are many IPOs in green color. If you look at the column which is a listing day gain and loss percentage and the current prices would have changed by today, but these were close to, 1 or 2 day old prices. So if you look at all these numbers on the green side, of course, there are some stories which have gone in red on the listing day, but those red stories also have slowly started bouncing back or inching towards their IPO prices. And some stories have already started doing better than their IPO listing prices, the stories which are in red color. But if you look at the other stories like Gland Pharma or CAMS was one of the hottest IPOs of this year. And then Chemcon Specialty Chemicals, uh, Route Mobile, Happiest Minds, Rosari, all these stories have really delivered fantastic returns, especially if you look at this pack of Chemcon and Rosari, Route, Happiest Minds. These have given phenomenal returns on the listing day, and they are still doing good after the listing is over. So generally two things investors look when they look at unlisted shares. Number one is what could be their possible listing gain. And second, they look at the sustenance of good price if the investors want to hold it for long term. So if you look at this year's story, these are the names. And if you look at some past year success stories, then some of the biggest names which come to my mind are DMart, IRCTC, HDFC, AMC, and those kind of names, Metropolis. There are a lot of other companies, but in last 1 or 2 odd years, these IPOs have really made a very distinct mark, giving handsome returns to the investors. Of course, there are some stories which will always go bad after listing. If the stocks are not good fundamentally or if there is an issue with the growth prospects. But if we look at overall market size and the past listings of last 2 3 years and couple of listings of this year, why this year is remarkable is because of the bad situation and the uncertain situation of COVID pandemic which was going on. And these 4 or 5 IPOs which you see which have delivered 72% or 86% or 123% on the listing day, these all IPOs basically have come in the lockdown period where when there was a lot of uncertainty. But because of the robust business models of the company and the good governance and the good promoter backing, these IPOs have really performed good. So we thought that this is a right time where we should look at the unlisted shares space, where definitely unlisted investing is suited to those clients who have higher risk appetite, because investing into unlisted share is always a risky proposition. We never know when the IPO will come in the market and at what price. So of course, there are a lot of people in the market who keep asking us कि boss आप लोग कब start कर रहे हो, how can we access to good stocks which are unlisted, and then after 1 or 2 years possibly there is a chance of making very handsome returns out of it. So we thought that because of the increasing number of inquiries which we were getting, we did some research, and then we thought that we'll start working on this space and bring these services forward to all our clients so that you guys also can participate and enjoy good returns the way they are available in the market right now. Now, if you look at yesterday's newspaper, this is yesterday's newspaper's clipping. This is Economic Times of 24th November. IPO market warms up for a busy December. So in December also, we are going to see plethora of IPOs hitting the market like September. In September, there were almost 5 big IPOs, 4 big IPOs. And then again in December, we are looking at some big names, especially Kalyan Jewelers, Suryoday Small Finance Bank, SAF, Nazara Technologies, Burger King, Railtel, and Antony Waste. And of course, there are some other names as well. Now, of course, the final IPO dates are dependent on many different factors, and we are still yet to hear these names coming for IPO in December from SEBI. But still, since it's a newspaper report, of course, we expect that this report will be coming true, and all these companies will get a go ahead to launch their IPOs in the market in the month of December. So, uh, dear participants, one thing which is very important right now is that market is offering a lot of growth opportunities, and investors are looking at unconventional models of investing, and unlisted share investing for high risk appetite investors is perfectly suited. So we are looking forward for a busy December, and this webinar today is on the context that we have still around 7 8 days to go into December. So clients who are interested to go for these kind of investments, we can help them buy these shares. So this is the backdrop of how the whole market and the overall situation looks like. So of course, we have seen a huge run up on the market. With, of course, today it has taken a rest, and it's down by some 600 odd points. But again, if we look at December, and if these so many IPOs are going to come, I think, and we all expect that the markets will continue the upward journey, and will also see a lot of momentum because of these triggers which are going to come in the market at different points of time. So the beneficiaries will be the investors who have these shares, and possibly the guys who have shares which can be sold actually in the market after listing. So guys, to help you out, we have already started, and we will continue sending you weekly emailers on a lot of unlisted shares and the ideas which we are basically scanning the space with. Of course, at any given point of time, there are 50, 60 different companies whose shares are available in the unlisted space. But we try to pick and choose some names where there is a better possibility of an IPO being hitting the market sooner or later. I mean, where the paperwork with SEBI has already gone to a certain stage, and possibly the companies are also looking to launch their share sales, and the performance might be growing in these companies, or they're looking at some turnaround stories. So we keep assembling, and we'll keep bringing you this kind of list on a weekly basis, which will give you an idea of what are the prevailing market rates which are going on for these companies. Now, if you look at this frame, the rates are given in a range. Like, for example, Chennai Super Kings, which is the IPL team, the rates are quoted as 53 up to 55. Nazara Technologies 875 up to 900 rupees. What this means is, since IPO market is not an organized market or not a very transparent market, this is all over the counter deals. We have to constantly keep calling many people on the ground to understand who is going to sell the shares and who wants to buy the shares. So this all happens in a very different fashion, and it's a lot of manual effort which goes into it. So these prices will always be in a particular range, and these prices keep changing. So in the morning you may receive a mailer with this price, but by afternoon, if some announcement comes or some SEBI paperwork filing happens, the prices might change very soon. So the prices are dependent on the demand and supply condition of the market, and this is a range which we try to give you so that you get an idea about what could be the possible range of a right buy or a right sell for you. So this is a range, and these prices are indicative prices, they can always change. These are not fixed prices that मैंने आपको ये emailer भेज दिया and ये price के ऊपर ही deal होगा. The prices can differ. We have seen that sometimes, you know, the SEBI announcement actually creates a lot of activity and lot of demand in the unlisted market, and there is always a, you know, 5 to 10% change in the prices happening within 5-6 days, within a span of a week. So yes, we will try to give you the best possible prices and the indicative prices of these ideas which are unlisted. But while confirming your orders or the orders for your clients, you will have to recheck and be prepared that there could be slight changes. So there, you know, it's something which basically, you know, it's a process which will discover the prices when you really want to put an order. So, and if you look at these names, some of these names are backed up by some murky brands. Like HDB Financial Services is a subsidiary of HDFC Finance, the bank. The Reliance Retail is a part of Reliance Group. Hero FinCorp is an NBFC supported by Hero Group. Then Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank is also having a murky set of investors. Similarly, Tata Technologies, HDFC Securities, Motilal Oswal, Suryodaya Bank. Suryodaya Bank is going to hit IPO sooner, as we saw in the previous newspaper clipping. So these are some good names, which basically we felt that it's an opportunity for our clients to participate if they have the required risk taking capacity. Because I will repeat again, investing into unlisted shares is risky. Nowhere during this presentation we are trying to tell you that, you know, invest and invest. We are trying to bring this opportunity and inviting only those clients to invest in unlisted shares who understand that this is risky. So yes guys, moving forward, this is the kind of, you know, weekly mailers you will get. And then of course I will share the name and the email IDs of the relevant persons who can help you in getting the right codes for that particular day when we are actually talking about the deals in this space, when you really want to buy and sell. Now I'll just take you through the initiatives which we are taking to support you through this journey. So these are the draft sample research reports which Prabhudas Lilladher as a house is trying to create. So these reports will not come out with a buy call or a sell call kind of a thing. These reports are assembly of information which is available in public domain, as well as some analysis of companies' balance sheet, products, some, you know, corporate filings happening in the ROC. So we try to compile a lot of information which is available in the public domain and try to get an idea about what is this company doing and will it be, you know, suitable to showcase this company to the clients. But when we are giving you these kind of research reports which may come out in 5-6 page or 10 page deep, you know, in-depth research reports, or it may be a one pager idea, whatever kind of research comes to you for unlisted shares, please keep it in mind that it's not a buy call or a sell call from Prabhudas Lilladher. We are trying to help you by assembling the information in public domain and help you out in making a decision. So this is a sample report of Reliance, and we've tried to assemble a lot of stuff. It is still under preparation. So, you know, the formatting and designing is still underway. And what's happening in the counter and how many, you know, the sections Reliance has, the channels they have, the products they have, what is the growth which is happening across the product channels. And then, you know, I mean, it's a very complicated group internally. Within retail also, they have many things actually which they have tried to build in. And we're trying to analyze, you know, what's happening in this each segment of, say, petro retail, fashion retail, grocery retail, consumer electronics, then connectivity, etc. So I will not go in detail, but these kind of reports will come to you in a short span of time, where you can actually analyze and study these reports and send it to your clients, wherein they will get a rough idea about what's happening in this particular company. We will not be covering all the companies, we'll only be covering some names. And we thought of covering Reliance Retail because it's one of the biggest stories right now happening in India, taking the whole India story to a next level. So we thought that it's apt to cover this kind of complex ideas. where there is a scope of making good money, provided everything happens the way management is thinking. And Reliance Retail, of course, has a plethora of brand collection under their group, from starting from luxury brands, which are the top, some of the world's best brands, the top brands, which are very, very expensive, very, very ultra premium brands. Then affordable luxury brands. Then again premium brands. Then again some mainstream brands, and then again value brands. So as I said, it's gonna be a very, it's a complex business, having almost everything under their umbrella from a brand point of view, what they're trying to resell or they're trying to produce as their own label. So this is just an example of how we did it. So if you look at the funds raised, so the Reliance Jio on the other side had raised close to 1.5 lakh crore rupees through different stake sales, and Reliance Retail also basically has garnered close to more than 22 odd thousand crore rupees. And these deals are constantly happening at a very rapid pace. Every week or 2 weeks we are hearing some of the other news. And again, the big news is the merger of this big bazaar. And of course, there are some legalities which are still underway, but a lot of action happening on this counter. So we thought that we'll start covering, some of these ideas where there is a scope of high growth and high scale businesses which are available in unlisted space right now. And this is one of the biggest right now, what is available. And then of course, I'll not go through the detailed stuff. We once the report gets finalized, we will send you this whole report so that you can read it and also send it to your clients. And we have tried to give a comparative of how the peer group is working and what kind of numbers are coming out from EBITDA margin and a lot of other financial ratios. The next idea we are trying to work on is Nazara Technologies, because we expect this to be a very unique idea of interactive gaming and new age sports media. It's a very different business, very much suitable to the digital atmosphere which is being created across India. So going forward, these kind of new businesses could do really very well. Of course, with this research note, we are not trying to say you that buy this idea right now or this is a very good investment idea. We are first trying to compile the information, and while compiling the information, it gives us an idea about what big names are already investors into these kind of an ideas. So in Nazara, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is one of the core investors, very early investors. In Sequoia Capital, IIFL, Westbridge Ventures. Now these are some big names who have invested looking at the future profitability and scalability of this company. And this gives a lot of comfort when you compile information and see the company from this perspective. It gives us an idea about whether to go for this kind of investment or not. And of course, again, you will also within this report get a lot of sectors and brands and sub product categories in terms of how it's happening, what it's happening. Some of you already know. I mean, the people who have kids, that Chota Bheem, Motu Patlu, and these kind of Indian brands जो हम हमारे बचपन में पढ़ते थे या कॉमिक्स वगैरह देखते थे, all these kind of brands have been the Nazara guys have taken the rights for developing games based on this very, very famous characters in Indian space. And then of course, they have games, esports, edutainment, and subscription kind of models. So we're trying to dissect and bisect that what exactly this company is doing and whether it could be a right time to get into this idea before it gets listed. So these are again the numbers. Then again, there is another idea called FinoPayTech. It's a fintech company. Again, it's converted into a payments bank. And if you look at the shareholders of FinoPayTech, there are some big names like ICICI Bank and LIC. So some are the financial service companies which are already invested into this company, which is FinoPayTech. And there are some couple of other names like BPCL and some other companies which have just invested for getting good returns in future while these stocks list. So, and along with this, maybe see HDB Financial Services, another idea. It's a subsidiary company of HDFC Bank and all the NB. So it's an NBFC company, and currently a lot of movement is actually happening within this subsidiary company, and there are lots of press reports about listing of HDB Financial Services. So last year it couldn't happen, but we expect that after the situation normalizes, this is Corona situation, possibly this could be another candidate which HDFC Bank as a group might be looking to list. Now, when the listing will happen, we cannot make a guess. We don't know what time, what timelines these companies will list, but based on the news reports and the informal communication through these companies, we can guess that okay, this IPO might be expected in another 1 or 2 years odd. So when you invest into any unlisted share, please mind it that IPO may take some time to really be getting launched in the market. So with HDB last year the IPO could not happen, but I think in 2021 maybe second half it might hit the markets. But at any point of time we are not trying to give you a sense that this will be the final dates. This is dependent on many factors. Similarly, I mean, so while we work on this, the research reports, which will give you an idea, I'm just taking you through the draft report so you get an idea about really how serious we are to drive this business. And some most important points before you recommend these ideas to your clients is that investing in unlisted shares is risky and suitable to clients with high risk appetite. Final IPO dates as well as the listing price depends on many things beyond our control or anyone's control. So PL and Prabhudas Liladhar or none of these its employees or channel partners or associates, they are guaranteeing any listing gain to any investors. Please don't consider this as a sort of guarantee by Prabhudas Liladhar. We are just trying to provide a service to you by bringing ideas and information on same platform. And PL companies notes, research notes, one pagers, etc., whatever we're trying to give you is for, it is having a lot of assumptions which can keep changing based on the market and economic situations. So investors should take suitable care and do their own due diligence before investing in unlisted shares. Now, with this backdrop and with these ideas and the weekly price emailers or the indicative price range and whatever we give to you, finally when you or your client feels that you want to buy a particular share, then this will be the deal process. Step number one is you will have to receive an order confirmation from the client. Once you receive an order confirmation, generally it could be a telephonic call. Immediately, I mean, you will have to get into action with the IPO desk, the PL IPO desk, where Mr. Nilesh Shinde will basically help you out. I'll share Nilesh Shinde's phone number also in the coming slides. So once the price is confirmed and the client says, okay, fine, I'm willing to buy 1,000 shares of this particular company at this particular price, then there will be a deal confirmation letter which will be sent by Nilesh to the concerned RM or to the concerned channel partners or progress partners. This confirmation mail has to be confirmed by the client. This email has to be confirmed to the client, and this email will go to the registered email ID which is connected to the client's account with us. It's very important there here that we don't use any other email confirmation email IDs. We should use the same email IDs which a client is using for day-to-day buying and selling of shares in our normal secondary markets. Then the third step will be receive money from the client in PL's bank account on T-day. At max, if it is late hours, possibly it can happen on the next day. The moment we receive the money and when the deal confirmation letter approval comes to us, and once we receive the money, after this, within 2 to 3 working days, based on either it's a weekday or a weekend, the shares will get transferred to client's demat account. So the most important process here you have to remember is deal confirmation letter from client has to come that he has approved buying of X number of particular share, X quantity at X price. And then second part will be receiving the money. Now, apart from this, of course, for our existing clients, we already have their PAN card and master list or their CML copies and other details with us. So if we have everything in our data repository, we may not ask you, but in certain cases we may ask you for CML copy of cancelled check, PAN card and Aadhaar card and passport copy. For existing PL clients, this will not be required because we already have your details. But in case if the RMs or our progress partners, they sign up new accounts who have not yet opened the account, then these are the documents which we will require, because we will transfer share only to this client's demat account which he has given the CML copy of. And the money also should come from the bank account of which this client actually holds a real account in his own name. No benami name, no fake names. Because in unlisted market, we have to be very, very careful. We cannot entertain any benami transaction. Of course, the chances have reduced, but still these kind of things are happening. So, of course, a piece of caution to everyone, all the RMs and channel partners and progress partners, that lot of people try to shop around for getting the price, and a lot of people try to deal in benami names to gather a large chunk of holdings before the shares list. So try to be very careful, try to vet your client, and we will do the transaction with only those clients who are genuine buyers and they are revealing their proper bank account and their DP accounts. The existing clients with PL will not have a problem because we already have details. For new clients which you are signing up, we will require these details. And once all these things, this process is done, we'll transfer the shares to the client's demat account in 2 to 3 working days. And friends, please note, the whole transaction happens in off market environment. So when I say off market, this is it's a over the counter kind of a deal which we have stuck talking on a phone call and then confirming through an email. These trades or these saudas don't go into an official market. This is a private deal between two people, a willing buyer and a willing seller. So this whole trade will happen in a off market environment. So clients, please ensure that clients have right demat accounts, and if the clients are selling the shares, they have the transfer slips, because in this the power of attorneys or those automatic transfers will not work. So this is the deal process, and possibly once you do 1 or 2 deals, you will automatically understand the process. It is not very complex, but yes, it is very time sensitive. Your deal is only for 1 day. आज का भाव जो है, आज जो भी आपने भाव या रेट शेयर्स का नक्की किया है, वॉट एवर रेट्स you have decided on will only remain okay for that particular day. If your money does not hit our bank accounts on the same day when the deal confirmation letters are signed, then possibly the rates could change. So this is a very time sensitive business. So always try to finish the deal in 1 day, at least, of getting this deal confirmation letter and the money to lock the inventory. Don't try to delay it, because if it gets delayed, possibly the rates will change. We will not be able to match the change if will not be able to match the rates if it goes to the next day. So try to finish these 2 activities of deal confirmation and money transfer on the same day on which you are trying to negotiate and confirm with the client. This is something which is very important. So along with this, this is a sample deal confirmation letter. So once you talk to the clients and once you freeze on the rates, Mr. Nilesh Shinde will help you with this deal confirmation letter. This is a sample letter. So this kind of a deal confirmation letter has to come from the client, that he is approving and he's okaying, he's giving his consent to buy this particular share, a particular number of shares at particular price, plus there will be a stamp duty. So this total transaction value has to come in the designated bank account of PL Private Limited. We will give you the details when you send these letters. When Nilesh will send you the letters, he will give you the perfect and the proper detail about the bank. For today's webinar, I have just taken a sample name and number. So the client's money should get transferred into this bank account, and this deal confirmation letter has to be approved by the client on email so that we can go ahead with this deal. This is a very important process. please note. I'm spending more time on these slides so that you get this process correct. Of course, we will take question and answers later. And then moving forward, one most important thing I wanted to share with you is ledger credit not allowed. If your clients are having a credit balance of 5 lakh rupees and if you confirm a deal to us saying that ये 5 lakh रुपया client के account से आप ले लो, it's we cannot do that deal because as I told you, this is a private deal in a off market scenario. This has nothing to do with the stock exchanges. So your ledger credit is of no use to us. So it's my humble request to all the relationship managers and progress partners and channel partners and whoever is present in this webinar that please don't confirm deals based on ledger credit. We will not be in a position to honor these deals if you confirm the deals with ledger credit. I need clear money, clear balance in my designated bank account, which will be given to you. If we don't receive the money in this designated bank account, we will not be able to honor the rate which we have confirmed in our deal confirmation letter. So please note this and remember this to avoid frictions in the future. I again repeat, no deals will happen on ledger credit. I need money in this designated bank account, which is a separate bank account not connected to stock exchange. So your ledger credit connected to stock exchanges won't help us in confirming these deals. So this is a very important piece and we will definitely try to help you as much as possible so that the whole transaction moves in a very simple and a smooth way so that overall the experience of the clients is good. But if you take care of the process and especially RMs and channel partners and PPs, if you all take care of the right process, then there will be no friction. If you try to deviate the process, possibly guys, then there will be a a chance or a situation where the experience of the client will not be good. So my humble request to everyone is that please follow this process, and by one or two deals slowly and steadily we will get an idea how about how you will also understand our requirements, and it's a very simple process. We will help you at each and every stage, but avoid giving us deal confirmation on ledger credit, because this is not a stock exchange, it is a private market and it is a private deal. So this is the email ID, that is pl hyphen IPO desk at plindia.com, and the contact person will be Nilesh Shinde. This is his mobile number. So he will help you out with each and every stage of the deal and make it easy for you. But as I told you, the price of the shares, the unlisted shares, are volatile and it depends on the quantity. If the quantity of shares is 100, 200, 300 shares, which is a small quantity in many cases, then the prices might increase because it's a off market deal, and we have to source these shares through many channels. So generally, try to avoid getting into deals which are less than 5-10 lakh rupees. At least minimum 5-10 lakh रुपए का deal नहीं होगा तो ना आपको मजा आएगा ना हमें मजा आएगा. We will still honor so that you get an experience of how these deals work. We'll still honor small deals, but try to avoid small deals of less than 5 lakh 10 lakh rupees. At least it's a humble request, because it takes a lot of effort. It's at least 2-3 hours of effort goes in closing one deal and finishing the entire back-to-back transactions on the off market side. So 2-3 घंटे का हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट है और आपका भी इन्वेस्टमेंट है. So don't try to get into small number of small quantities or small values. Try to make it meaningful for all of us. So this is all about IPOs, and I again repeat that we are there to help you at each and every stage. Just follow the process, and we will be home. At no point of time we are trying to recommend that these IPOs are short winning ideas or they are going to hit the market. There is no confirmation and no guarantee that these IPOs will really happen. Sometimes you may be holding the stock waiting for a very long time also. So at no point of time we are trying to tell you that we are guaranteeing the listing of shares or the listing gain or a positive listing or whatsoever. So with this, I'm through with my IPO section, and just as an update, I'll again share this loan against share, that is last product of Standard Chartered, which we have just started. This is only one slide. So I'll try to repeat this, that we have got a special deal from StanChart that we can offer 10% interest to all our clients. So it's a very attractive rate of interest, and 10% per annum is on the utilization basis, the money you utilize in a real way, not the sanctioned amount. तो आपको उतने के ही ऊपर इंटरेस्ट लगेगा जितना पैसा आपने यूटिलाइज किया है. And there is a 0% processing fees till 30th November. The approval or the sanction will only happen as per the approved list. We had been sharing the approved list with all of you. We will again keep sharing emails today and tomorrow. So you again get the approved list of the loan against shares for the Standard Chartered Banks product. And Stancy maintains a 50% haircut on this approved list. And this approved list as well as 50% haircuts are non-negotiable, because Standard Chartered is an MNC bank, and the lending processes, the RBI rules, etc., are very, very tough. So they're slightly inflexible on this part. But of course, the rate of interest is perfectly very attractive for anyone who's looking for a loan. The minimum loan amount is 15 lakh rupees, and it can go up to 20 crore rupees at the maximum levels. And one of the conditions for the loan is that it should be a minimum of when you are giving your shares for pledging purpose, there should be at least minimum 3 scrips, and maximum lending will be 33.33% per scrip. So always there will be a basket. You will not get loan against only one share or 2 shares. We need at least 3 shares in the basket. So of course, this also is a process. With 1 or 2 deals, hopefully the RMs and the channel partners will understand the process, and we will separately share the payout ratios for channel partners as well, in terms of the overall last product. And for high value loans above 3 crore, this 10% rate of interest is negotiable. So with this, actually, again, in loan against shares, you have to coordinate with Mr. Nilesh Shinde, and the email ID is las.stancy@plindia.com. This is the email ID. So with this, basically, I'm through with my presentation, and I'm open for question and answers, if any. So you can put it in the chat box, as well as put it in the Q&A box also. So I'm getting some questions. So I have a question from Mr. Dhimant Mehta. So Dhimant Bhai is asking a question, that if any investor invest in unlisted shares, how can he liquidate the unlisted shares? So great. I mean, Dhimant Bhai, it's a very good question, a very fundamental question to anybody who is investing into unlisted shares. So if anyone who invest into unlisted shares, there are 2 ways of liquidating the shares. One way is that after listing of the shares, you can sell the shares if they are not into lock-in. So when you buy unlisted shares, there could be lock-in shares or non-lock-in shares. So generally, now in the market, we are getting a lot of free float. So we are only trying to deal with the shares where there is no lock-in issue. And the clients can sell it in the market after the listing happens. In the second scenario, if the listing gets delayed, the client can come back to us and give his intention of selling the shares. So we can again cross check in our circle between our clients in a private fashion, that if there is any buyer. So if you are trying to sell unlisted shares in the private market, the rate discovery or the price discovery takes some time. We have to showcase the deal to a lot of other investors, and through a phone call and through emails, these deals happen. So if you want to liquidate the share, and yes, of course, in the second scenario, when the shares are not listed, liquidity could be a challenge. There may no buyer in the market. So Dhiman bhai, I hope I have answered your question with this liquidation of unlisted shares. And with more and more investors now preferring to go into investments into unliquidated shares, at least we are able to get quotes in the market. But yes, liquidity could be a concern, and that's why I mentioned a point that investing in unlisted shares is suitable to only people or the clients who have high risk appetite, because there are liquidity concerns if the shares don't list. Then Mr. Abhishek is asking a question. After listing also, we cannot sell shares for 1 year. So yes, Abhishek, there are some laws and some rules regarding the listing of the securities and the shares which you have, which you are owning yeah, pre-listing or in the unlisted stage. So you cannot sell them for a year when the shares list, except some categories where the dilution is allowed. So we have to see the fine print of the through ISIN number. We get to know that what kind of shares can be immediately offered. But most of the time, you will not be able to offload them on the listing day itself. And the other important point I wanted to make is that when you are investing into unlisted shares, the tax treatment of unlisted share is 2 years for long-term capital gain tax. So unlike your listed shares where the long term starts after 1 year, in unlisted space the long term starts after 2 years. So that is something which basically you have to keep it in mind. Then I'm just getting some more questions. I'll just check the chat also. Yeah, exactly. So there is a lot of humor, a lot of buzz happening around NSE shares. Now NSE shares are available in the market in a big lot, a bigger lot of at least 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 shares ka lot. And the prices of NSE shares are ranging from 1,300 rupees up to 1,500 rupees. If you want to buy 5,000 or more shares, then possibly we may be able to source it for 1,300 to 1,350 odd rupees. But if you are looking for a smaller number, then 1,500, 1,550, 1,540, 1,560 is the rate which is going on in the market for a smaller chunk. And in NSE, smaller chunk is considered right now as less than 5,000 shares. So again, the whole actually unlisted space works in a manner. The price discovery works based on the quantity. Higher the quantity, more the negotiation possible. So the prices which we will keep giving you, they are negotiable based on the quantity of shares. Of course, for smaller quantity up to 5 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees value, there may not be big chance of negotiating. But for any time for a bigger value, 50 lakh rupees to 1 crore worth of value, possibly we may be able to negotiate also. So a lot of things in the unlisted space, especially the price, depends on the quantity as well. So try to go for higher quantity. And yes, of course, as I told, I will also repeat, for a year you will not be able to sell it unless they come with a specific category and that ISIN is allowed to be sold on listing. Most of the shares you will not be able to sell till a year. You'll have to hold it. I'm getting some more questions. Yeah, so Mr. Kiran Kumar is asking a question, interesting question about the face value of unlisted shares. So when we share you the list of shares and when we share the research note or the company notes, we'll also give you the face value of the shares. In many cases, it is 10 rupees, but still in some big names, some branded names, the face value is lesser. So we'll keep informing you about the face value as well, so you can take a better informed decision. And again, another interesting question from Mr. Kiran is that can we get loan on unlisted shares? No, officially you will not be able to get a loan against a share kind of a model. But if there is a risk, a high risk taking vendor who's giving loan, I mean a lender, not a vendor, sorry, a lender, they may, I mean in private deals, a lot of people accept unlisted share also for giving loans in known parties. But in official markets, when we talk about products like loan against share and all those kind of products, there these unlisted shares will not be accepted. But yes, in case of many promoters, unlisted shares of the promoter holding quota is being used for taking loans from banks, provided the lender is willing to give a loan on unlisted shares. So it's a very subjective question. It is yes also and no also. For common investors like us, retail or HNI investors having 5-10,000 shares, getting loan will be very difficult. Okay, so I'm getting one more question from Mr. Dhaneshwar Sable. Unlisted, unlisted shares is inclusive of gray market premium. So, Mr. Sable, I mean, the answer here is again, you know, gray market and all this are a function of again demand and supply. So, when the IPO announces, the gray market becomes hotter, which is, everything which is basically private deal is like a gray. So based on the quality of the company, the premium will be decided. Now, whether you call it gray or whether you call it black or whether you call it white, the premium is based on the quality of the company and if there are any immediate triggers. So when in a normal course today, if I am offering you say Nazara Technology or HDB Finance, whose listing date has not been declared, the gray market is not very active. It's a private deal. And the price is decided based on what you want to pay and what the seller wants to offer you. The moment the prices will be declared at this listing date will be declared, the gray market will become hyperactive and many people will like to, but that is different segment versus what we are talking right now. Unlisted share is a different segment compared to the gray market. But again, unlisted share also works on the negotiated price deals. So negotiations will happen on one-on-one basis, but it is not great. Great. So I think we are almost done with all the questions. I'm not getting any more question on the chat box. So dear participants, again, from a payout perspective about the PPs, the team will be sharing you the payout ratios while we are dealing in this space. And again, on the last also, they will be sharing you the payout ratios. And to the RMs also, for any clarification, we have Mr. Nilesh Shinde who will help you out in all the other commercial aspects, whatever you want to know, apart from the deals. They will be able to help you out with all the details here. So with this, I think if there are no more questions, which I don't see in the chat box, we are almost done for the day. So thank you all for your participation, and let's hope we are able to crack some good deals so that we also understand and learn how this market really works and try to benefit from some good ideas which are present in the market. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your attendance.